like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
What's happening, everybody? Thank y'all so much for listening and hearing our hearts about what we're talking about here at Soul Liberation. My name is Jordan, and
I'm Phil.
And today we're going to talk about how to make kingdom impact. So first and foremost, Phil, let me ask you this question. I know a lot of people, when it comes to making kingdom impact, they don't know what that means. So break down what having a kingdom impact on the earth means. What does that mean?
Well, first of all, it's kind of an anomaly concept because here at least in the States, we don't even understand what it means to follow a king. So it means that we actually bear allegiance and actually will listen and obey someone that has supreme authority over us without question.
And so now when you say that, it's almost like when we talk about Jesus and talk about having a relationship with Jesus, we see him as Savior so much, but it's hard for us to see him as Lord. And so what I mean by that is because the way that you're talking about this, like bearing allegiance and like being submissive, submitting to the mission, when you see Jesus as a Savior, you say, okay, he saved my life. It's because of him I have everlasting life in heaven, right?
It's true.
But when you see him as Lord, now you're like, not only did he save my life, but he also showed me how to live my life. So along with that, kingdom impact also coincides with submitting to Jesus.
That's right. It's 100%. And it's a hard thing to grasp because, like you said, we can understand and appreciate God saving us. But what does it mean that God is actually the ruler of my life? What that looks like is that he actually asks us to hold every thought captive. And he gives us the power to do so that way I can either choose life and follow God and his principles, or I can choose death and follow myself in my own outcomes.
But hold on. I'm gonna push you back a little bit.
All right.
So like when you talk about choosing following God or following self, how do we know the difference between like, okay, this is my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just like, perfect example. If I was thinking about going to Wendy's, right? I say, you know what, bro, I'm gonna go to Wendy's today. I went to Wendy's and the person at the window said, you know, I'm gonna bless you with $50. Well, did God tell me to go to Wendy's? Or was that my thought having me go to Wendy's? Like, how do you differentiate between, am I choosing God or am I choosing self by doing something just because something positive happens? Because I know so many people, they'll say, oh, I got money from it or I saw a blessing from it, so it has to be from God. So how do you differentiate your self-righteousness from God's righteousness?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, first of all, did you supersize that Frosty?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't like Frosties. The Frosty I get the both. I'm lactose.
Well, there we go. We have true confessions right now. We have a lactose black man. Who would have thought?
Hey, look. Hey, at least you know I'm not finna be diabetic. I know that daggone much. I don't know a single black man that's over 45 that's not diabetic. So I'm watching my P's and Q's, dotting my I's, crossing my T's. I stay away from the Frosty.
All right. Well, we'll move on from the Frosty and answer Jordan's questions. So otherwise, it could be a mess. We don't know what's going to happen if he has a Frosty.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. Bubble guts everywhere.
But here's how you know if it's God in you. First of all, have you established that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior?
Okay.
Because when you do that, it says that Jesus then empowers you with his Spirit. Okay? So that's the first thing. And God, what he does is that it says that he speaks in a still small voice. Okay? And you can tune in to that. The idea that, well, should I go to Wendy's or not? It's more about breaking things down in a little simpler terms is, does this go contrary to God's nature? Me showing up to Wendy's.
So it's like me going to Wendy's, is that me showing God's nature?
Yeah. Is that part of like something goes against one of the attributes of God?
Okay.
Okay. Now here's the thing. No, God allows and has created within us free will.
Yeah.
That is part of what he has passed to us. Okay. Now, when you go to Wendy's, and if you do get a supersized Frosty,
Yeah.
okay, and you get the jumbo triple deluxe bacon cheeseburger.
That's a big burger.
On top of that. Okay.
Yep.
What are you doing to your body?
Okay. You not helping with the... Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right.
What does our King, Jesus, say
The body's
about
a
our
temple.
body?
It's a temple.
That's right.
Right.
So that's where you take a free will, good thing, and you turn it negative and a bad thing, going against God's nature.
So you feel like... so it's going to Wendy's. Is that going... Since I'm clogging my arteries with this burger... Do you feel like that's not God's righteousness for me to go there? I still got to eat.
No.
Where am I eating?
No, I'm saying you supersized everything. Instead of just getting a burger, keeping things simple for your body,
Yeah.
taking care of the temple, you supersized it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, one of the things that God says that he does not like, in fact, he hates, is gluttony.
Okay.
We don't talk about that much.
Yeah.
I mean, look at my body. I like to eat, okay? But there's everything is it within reason with
Right.
God and self-control.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's not because he's not a fun God.
Right.
It's because he knows if we supersize our meal every day, because guess what? That's not going to be the only
Thing we supersize meal that you get for that day.
Exactly.
Dang, that's deep. And you know what, man? I'll tell you this, and we're gonna have to cut this short today just because we're running short on time. But please, please, please check in with us for the next video because it's gonna be great. This is off the top of the dome. We're flowing right here in the basement, and we just are having a fun time here at Soul Liberation. Please continue to check in. But I wanna wrap this up with this, man. What is something that if you were to go back and tell your younger self, because I don't know if y'all noticed yet, Phil's a little bit older than me.
Just
right?
Just a little.
Just tad. So he been like, I take game from him. You know, he put it, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't necessarily saying I'm going to teach a old dog new tricks, but I keep him with the times. You know what I'm saying?
This old dog can't roll over anymore.
But like, if you could go back to your 21-year-old self, I'm not 21. You go back to your 21-year-old self,
Sure.
and say, hey, if I knew like what I know now, this is what I can leave you with so you can make more of a kingdom impact at 21. What would you say? What would you tell that version of you with what you know now?
Oh, man. Hands down. I can know God. I can know about God. But I'm not filled with God when I was that age. And I would tell myself, be filled with the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Be led by the Spirit. And that will make a difference. And listen, and that will make a difference in my life and the choices that I would have made, the friends I would have made, the things I chose to do or not do in the dark corners when no one's watching.
Right.
It would even have helped my anxiety and my depression when I was that age, is being filled with God and being sold out 100%. Because I don't regret that now.
Right.
Being sold out for God 100%. And my life and my choices in my life that led up to my age today, it would have been different.
Would have been different. And you know what though? I'm truly grateful that we do serve a God that'll take our mishaps and make them into a message. He'll take our downfalls and make them the things that spring us up. He will take the troubles in our life and make them our triumphs. I'm super glad that that's the kind of God we serve.
Yeah. I'm super glad that he's a God of second chances.
Yes.
And thirds.
And thirds, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seventh, and 12ths for me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I tell myself.
But ultimately though, man, Kingdom Impact, I'm super glad that we're talking on this subject, and I want to be covering this subject across. Like, I want to make this a series, something we do, because right now, like we said, we put y'all on game, but like, this is just all spur of the moment. But we're super glad that y'all checked in with us and y'all decided to sit down and listen to what we have to talk about here at Soul Liberation. This is only the beginning, guys. It's only the beginning. And I am super glad. I know my man Phil, we both are ecstatic that y'all are going to walk along this journey with us.
Here's the thing, and I'll conclude with this. If you can work on yourself and grow and change, then you can actually impact your family.
Yeah.
And if you can impact your family growing and changing, and they start growing and changing, then you'll impact your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And if you can impact your neighborhood that way, and they start growing and changing and getting healthier, then guess what? The community will get healthier. And guess what? Then your church could get healthier. And then your city or your town that you live in will get healthier.
Yeah.
And if your city and town can get healthier, then your county can get healthier.
Yeah.
And if your county can get healthier, then your state.
The whole state.
Yes. And eventually the whole country. But guess what? Yeah, it does start with you.
With you. One man's discipline is tied to another man's success. Allow your discipline
100%.
to help other people succeed. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here at Soul Liberation. If there's anything that you enjoyed here, please like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Put something in the comments below about what you would like to hear next time.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Peace out, guys.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind.